Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I've not made a video for a few days, just have a break. I like to have a break every so often because, just to get rid of all the stress because, things, when you're talking about these topics about the New World Order and about the beast system and the Antichrist, things can get quite negative. So it's nice to have a break every so often. But on this channel, we like to expose it, don't we? What's going on in the world. So today's video, okay, I'm going to be showing you and talking about the takeover of AI and the robots. We're going to be talking about the situation in the White House the other week when Melania Trump, Trump's partner, walked down the red carpet with a humanoid robot. And then the robot on its own, it's walking around on its own. It's not being controlled and no one's talking through it. It's doing its own thing as a human, like a human would. So it's coming down the red carpet with Melania Trump, and it walks round the table to the front of the table in front of them all and starts talking, addressing the crowd. So I'm going to show you a clip of that. And then I'm going to show you some other things that are happening around the world, like the robots they're building in China, the robots they're building in America. They are building millions and millions and millions of humanoid robots that can walk, talk, speak, and even shoot machine guns in as the army. They can work in factories, they can clean, they can deliver food to people, services in restaurants. They can do everything that human beings do. They can do every job, more or less. They're using them in the military as well. They're using these robots in the military. They can use them in the military. They are literally like what we saw in Terminator, the movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger, these robots walking around, shooting machine guns. I'm going to show you some footage of that today as well. So, what's the ultimate goal? Well, the ultimate goal of this is to replace us, human beings, over the whole earth. They want to replace us with humanoid robots. Humanoid robots don't get tired. They can just run all day, all night, doing everything that the government, the elites need. They don't need us anymore. And we've been told by Elon Musk that in the future, we're not going to work any jobs. There's going to be no jobs for humans.
Well, I think we are seeing the most disruptive force in history here. Where we have for the first time, we will have for the first time something that is smarter than the smartest human. And that, it's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So, I don't know if that makes people comfortable or uncomfortable. That's why I say if you wish for a magic genie, that gives you any wishes you want, and there's no limit. You don't have this three wish limit nonsense. You just have many wishes you want. It's both good and bad. One of the challenges in the future will be how do we find meaning in life?
It's going to be universal basic income, but he said universal high income for everyone on the planet.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap. I think the biggest, I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with.
But the agenda for him is actually to merge us with these machines. He wants the humans on the earth, not just him, people in China, the government, the elite, they've got these plans to merge us with artificial intelligence, which is man merging with machine. And to do that, they implant technology inside the body, in the head, the hand, and through various other gene editing methods. They are putting the tech under the skin. They're putting the tech in the human body to merge us with machine. Humanity is going to be AI's bootloader. It sounds crazy, right? That's the plan. They're chipping humans in the head, turning humans into robots. They're going to turn the whole world into robotics.
Spend much time worrying about brain chips? Well, maybe you should. The technology that puts electrodes in the brain to decode signals is transformative, but terrifying too if you're worried about a cyborg, untamed AI future. But whether you like them or not, brain chips are coming.
We are, I think, at a tipping point. I think things are changing now all of a sudden. So if you want to control a computer or you want to be able to restore speech, I think there's no reason why we can't see those and as fast as somebody can produce a device that's approved.
John Donoghue is regarded as the godfather of brain-computer interfaces. He's just received the world's most prestigious engineering award, the Queen Elizabeth Prize, for his pioneering work on the tech.
As we advance the Neuralink devices, you should be able to actually have full body control and sensors from an Optimus robot. So you could basically inhabit an Optimus robot. The future is going to be weird.
Before we worry about going full cyborg, just decoding speech and language raises privacy questions. What if a brain chip says out loud what we're only thinking?
Decoding that kind of thought in your brain is not something we can do right now. Right now, we don't gather enough information to get details. But it is a concern, and I think ethically we need to think about how we protect the data from an individual so that as we get better and better, if we discover that, for example, from a very small patch of the brain or very limited recordings, we can get huge amounts of information.
The same tech has the potential to stimulate brains as well for treating things like depression. So there's the potential not just to read minds, but to change them too.
If someone ultimately does get a Neuralink installed, what will take place? What exactly is it?
Basically, implanted in your skull. Take out a chunk of skull, put the Neuralink device in there. In principle, fix almost anything that is wrong with the brain. So it could be something that helps cure eyesight, like returns your eyesight, even if you've lost your optic nerve.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Hearing, obviously, could restore limb functionality. So if you've got somebody who's a quadriplegic to full functionality, like they can walk around,
Whoa.
Yeah.
So
maybe slightly better.
Slightly better?
Over time, yes. And you wouldn't even know that somebody had it.
In 2026, Elon Musk will start mass producing brain chips onto people. The future is here. So this implant is designed to help people with conditions such as spinal cord injuries. And the first patient that got their brain chip is using it to play video games, browse the internet, and post on social media, where he can even move a cursor on a laptop with his brain. And Elon Musk says there will be a high volume of people, no longer tests, of people getting their brain chips in 2026. Are you in favor of this? Are you not? And why not? There's about to be a thin line between humans and AI because of these brain chips in 2026. The real question is, would you get a brain chip even if you didn't need one? Because that's exactly what's about to happen.
Seriously, that's what they're doing. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the clip of Melania Trump walking in the White House with a robot that walks and talks and does its own thing. And if you honestly think that this is the best they have, no, they are years in advance. They have things years in advance, and they trickle it out, just like the phones. When we had the flip phones, they had the smartphones already. They roll them out slowly, and the robots, they have better than what you're about to see today. They already have better stored somewhere. Okay? They are going to replace us, and the intelligence is going to replace human intelligence. It's going to explode. This is Agenda 2030, turning the whole planet into robotics.
We have less than 5 years to stop Agenda 2030 or humanity is cooked. This is their plan, guys. This is their plan. A one world government, one world cashless currency, a one world central bank, one world military, end of all national sovereignty, end of privately owned property, end of the family unit, mandatory, you know what, universal basic income, microchipped tracking for all citizens, world social credit system. We've been warning you guys for years and years and years that this is coming. This is what they've been doing. Thousands of 5G towers, end of private transportation. They want, electric cars that they can shut off. That's why they're pushing it. End of private farms, business-owned governments only, travel restrictions, and restricted land uses. The 15-minute smart cities, this has been their plan. This is why the world is in so much chaos, because these people, they want complete and total control. These are the people that print money out of thin air, that control everything, that own everything. There's a specific group of people too, and I'm pretty sure that most people know who they are. I can't say it, but you know who they are, that are doing all this stuff. They're the one that caused all these problems. They want total and complete control because they're psychopaths. We need to stop this. We got less than 5 years.
June 2019, the UN proposed the Agenda 2030. It was heavily influenced by the World Economic Forum. It was agreed upon by every nation in the world, but a big part of it is surveillance. Red flag, I would say. So under Agenda 2030, many goals like renewable energy, smart cities, and digital ID were implemented. This one freaked me out. The World Economic Forum, they're the biggest advocates for global digital identity infrastructure. So basically everyone will have a biometric ID attached to them now.
Wow.
So wherever you travel in the world, biometrically you can be identified. This is all in the hopes of making the world a better place. And part of the Agenda 2030 that World Economic Forum were involved in, it's called the Great Reset.
Right, which we've heard of.
So after COVID-19, World Economic Forum launched the Great Reset Initiative, and their catchphrase for this whole Great Reset was, "You will own nothing and be happy."
Yes, this officially is happening.
It's been implemented.
Wow.
And that's why there's all these natural disasters being taken over by the government, like this land. So like in Canada, all these places where there's these wildfires,
Right.
it's like, this isn't a safe place for anyone to live. So now the government owns it, and now you have to move into this city that we're going to make into a smart city.
Carolinas as well. What's creepy too, though, is they've recently accepted the conversation around cloud seeding. But think about how sketchy it is that it's now illegal to use the technology that, in case of a dramatic wildfire, could put out the fire.
Yeah.
It's like you never know which side you're actually being played on.
That's what I'm saying.
Also merging us humans with machine, which is the flesh, the clay, yes, mixing with the iron mixing with clay and Daniel. That's what this whole thing is, right? We're also told as well that there's going to be no money in the future. So everyone's going to literally be at the mercy of these technocrats, and eventually the Antichrist is going to rule the whole world.
Listen to what Elon Musk just said. It will shock you.
I think money will stop being relevant at some point in the future.
So just as you're becoming
it's probably something like an Ian Banks culture sort of future. And I think the AI down the road will really not use human currency. It will just care about power and mass, wattage and tonnage.
The future trillionaire just said money will be irrelevant because of AI.
And if you don't do what he says, if you don't worship him or his image, if you don't do as he says, we're told in the Bible that he puts us to death. We're told in the Bible that there's a time coming where we couldn't buy or sell unless we have his mark. We're told that mark's in the right hand and forehead. which is obviously some kind of implantable technology. So here's the clip. This is what's going to replace us.
I'm Figure 3, a humanoid built in the United States of America. I am grateful to be part of this historic movement to empower children with technology and education. Welcome.
Imagine a humanoid educator named Plato. Access to the classical studies is now instantaneous. Literature, science, art, philosophy, mathematics, and history. Humanity's entire corpus of information is available in the comfort of your home. Plato will provide a personalized experience, adaptive to the needs of each student. Plato is always patient and always available. Predictably, our children will develop deep critical thinking and independent reasoning abilities. The AI-powered Plato will boost analytic skills and problem solving and adapt in real time to a student's pace, prior knowledge, and even emotional state. The byproduct, a more well-rounded lifestyle for our children, freeing up time for being with friends, playing sports, and developing interests beyond school. A more complete person, but as discussed yesterday, we must balance our tech optimism with caution. The safety of our next generation is always paramount. Knowledge is the foundation of civilization, but although academia is interesting, business is compelling. For real growth in technology and education, I encourage you to bring the private and public sector worlds together. Imagine a humanoid educator named Plato.
So teachers, pretty soon, you're all out of a job. All you teachers are out of a job because, as you just heard, these robots are going to be the new teachers teaching all of your children in schools. And they say that they may not even have to go to school. They can go to school for the social experiment with other kids, but they will be being taught through devices by these robots. So teachers, you're going to be out of a job. Cleaners, you're going to be out of a job. Factory workers, you're going to be out of a job. Pretty much office workers, anything to do with computer, you're going to be out of a job. Anything you can think of that we do manually is going to be replaced by robots. And if you think that that's the best they have, think again. They've got better that they haven't even shown us. So she clearly told us, okay? I'm going to show you a clip now. She's told us the robots are here.
The robots are here. Our future is no longer science fiction. Surely this is not a trend, for AI will serve as the underpinning of every business sector in our nation. The robots are here.
We're going to have tremendous robots. We're going to have a lot of robots with the AI and big robots. We're going to have robots. You can have robots, but you're going to have to start those robots, improve the robots. But we're going to have robotic. We're going to need the help of robots, mechanical help, if you want to call it that.
So, it's not science fiction. They're even telling you it's not science fiction. Now, when you put it all together, them hooking humans up to technology, implanting chips in the brain and in the body, and also there are technology in these things as well that go into the body, okay? You don't understand the technology they have. They're putting it in the body, right? Now, you just heard Donald Trump there and his partner, who walked out with a robot, who said the robots are here. Trump said we're going to need robots, we're going to improve the robots, we're going to build the robots. Now, Trump also said that with the rollout of 6G, they're going to be pushing implantable technology, deeper view into someone's skin.
The other one is 6G. We had made a commitment working with your administration, working with FCC. We're going to accelerate 6G. We're working to have a launch first in the world in the LA Olympics. And I think that's another opportunity for America to lead in the next wireless evolution. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the partnership. And we're going to be hard at work, I think, driving that agenda.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G, getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is?
Okay. And it's on the official Whitehouse website too. Winning the 6G race here. And if you go, you can Google it yourself. It's on the official Whitehouse website. And it says literally, artificial intelligence, robotics, and implantable technology to implant in the human body. They're hooking man up to machine. And that's exactly what John the Revelator in the book of Revelation and Jesus Christ was warning about in the book of Revelation, chapter 13. They give breath to this image and cause this image to speak, and cause that as many as would not worship this image to be killed. And he also causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And no man's going to be able to buy or sell unless they have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Who do I think the beast is? Well, I think it's Donald Trump. I think that's what all this taking over the Middle East and everything is. I think this is what's coming. This is what him turning on NATO. He's doing exactly what the Antichrist is going to do. Okay, we're going to keep seeing him conquer. He's going to be conquering to bring this false peace. And in the White House, talking about implantable technologies, artificial intelligence, robotics, and then his missus, his partner, whatever her name is, Melania Trump, walking out in the White House with a robot. So then it's not like a conspiracy theory, guys. They're doing it and they're telling us, and it's on their website. So their plan is to do away with humans, have the robots take over the whole economy, kick you out of it, so that the only way you can participate in it is if you merge with it, which is you taking the mark of the beast, which the whole global financial system is going to be hooked up to. Because they've told us there's going to be no money, no banks, no jobs, universal high income for every human. You're going to be at the full mercy of the Antichrist. Take my mark or die. Worship my image that I made, a new AI god, or die.
I don't know, except to say that by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So we have to ask digital God at that point. These lawsuits won't be decided before on a time frame that is relevant.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think we live, there's that, I don't know if it's actually a real Chinese saying or not, but may you live in interesting times, right? It's apparently not a good thing.
I think we should be very careful about artificial intelligence. If I were to guess at what our biggest existential threat is, it's probably that. So we need to be very careful with artificial intelligence. I'm increasingly inclined to think that there should be some regulatory oversight maybe at the national and international level, just to make sure that we don't do something very foolish. With artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
I don't know, except to say that by the time these lawsuits are decided, we'll have digital God. So we have to ask digital God at that point.
So you heard him say that he's going to implant a technology that's going to give him deeper view into someone's skin.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G, getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is?
It's on the official White House website, implantable technology, AI and robotics. We're told, right, look at this picture here. Look, it throws this up all the time. What's that, guys? What is that? We know what this is. What is that? When they put their hand up like this, what is that? What is it? 3 sixes. 6, 6, 6. We're told there's a mark coming, there's an image of the beast coming, a mark coming. And it's a number of a man, and that number is 666. Look, who throws up the sixes all the time? Look, 6. See, look, 666. Who throws it up all the time? Number of a man. Implantable technology, Whitehouse. America winning the 6G race. 6. Again, 6G. If that's not enough for you guys, he also said this.
We achieved more in 6 months than almost any administration could accomplish in 8 years, and we're going to have a lot of good 6 months left. We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, so we'll keep going. And we're going to really do something.
We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, so we'll keep going.
So, he just told you the number of the beast, for it's a number of a man. 666. He said we're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, and we'll keep going. And we'll keep going. Implantable technologies with 6G. It's the mark of the beast. The beast rise from the sea, America. The beast is Donald Trump. Okay? He just said the number of the beast and his implantable technology on the White House website. Now, right, look at this. People are clocking on. There are a few people that are clocking on. The ones that won't be ignorant, that see it for what it is. Look at this. So someone put this little picture in that together. And obviously at the top there, you can see the top left picture. Winning the 6G race, which I've already shown you. That's on the official White House website, which is implantable technology with a rollout 6G going in human bodies, which is the mark of the beast, right? Someone's put this. Trump just signed a directive to accelerate 6G deployment to operate implantable technologies, which will include AI brain chips known as the Biological Interface System to Cortex, BISCs. Donald Trump is the beast of Revelation chapter 13, and the chips going in the head and the hand is the mark of the beast. Now, I don't want to make this video too long. If you want to know how to be saved, believe in the gospel of Christ, death, burial, and resurrection, which is written in 1 Corinthians 15, 3-4. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures. We have all sinned, we have all come short, we've all fallen short of the glory of God. Each and every one of us are equal in the eyes of God. We're all sinners, we've all made mistakes, we're all condemned to hell. But we are saved by his grace through our faith. Those who believe in Jesus and his crucifixion for the payment of our sins are saved and have eternal life. If you want to be saved, believe the gospel, right? And you will be saved to eternal life. The beast system is coming upon the earth. I'm going to finish off the video with just back-to-back clips of the robots they have in various other places of the world. And yeah, I hope wherever you are in the world, you'll all be blessed. And I want to say one more thing. The doomsday preppers that are prepping their bunkers, that are building all their food, okay? And also the crazy, crazy Christians that you keep mocking, the crazy Christians, the conspiracy theorists, they are all the ones that are right. They are all correct. Rude awakening. You who want to stay ignorant in the system and bury your head in the sand, you are in for a rude awakening. Jesus, they're going around preaching, said Jesus is coming soon. And the world still like, we've got to go work, we've got to go school, we've got to do this, we've got to do that, we've got to get a new car, we've got to build all this money. The banks are going to be gone, the money's going to be gone, the jobs are going to be gone, the teaching's going to be gone. It's gone. The beast system's coming upon the earth. It's on their websites. They've told us, and we've seen the robots they're bringing out to replace us. Okay? One more time, out of the generosity of my heart. Wake up! Seriously, wake up. Okay? They're bringing the mark of the beast in Revelation chapter 13, and it's coming out of America under Donald Trump. Read Revelation chapter 13 and apply it to the worldly events and the things that Donald Trump's doing and saying and that Elon Musk is doing and saying. And what they're doing in the Middle East and what they're bringing out of America. Apply Revelation chapter 13 to those two men. Do your research on them, on the brain-computer interfaces, the robots, the lot. Do your research on them heavily for hours. I've done hours and hours and hours and hours, days, and I've done years actually of research to come to this conclusion. Apply Revelation chapter 13 to Donald Trump and Elon Musk and everything they're doing and saying. And you will see what we see. We're not crazy. Get ready. What you all care about now, okay, is going to pass away. It's going. You got people out there, right? Literally right now, having newborn babies, just popping them out right now. They don't understand. Woe to the pregnant women in those days, for then there shall be great tribulation. Says it. Woe to those in tribulation. Woe to those who, there's different translations, who give suck in those days, like breastfeed children. Woe to those who are pregnant with children, for then there will be great tribulation. I'm telling you, because you can't buy or salve out the mark of the beast. He's going to be having Christians killed with his 10 kings that he rises out of in the Middle East. Not seen the peace board here in the Middle East. He said, Christians, you will not have to vote again, okay?
And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Why won't you have to vote again? Well, he tweeted this on his official account. Soon the world will understand nothing can stop what's coming. It's Donald Trump over the world as a Messiah. Also received the crown from the religious Jews in Israel, and they're saying that their Messiah is coming soon. So, yeah. Anyway, God bless. Hope you're all well, and until the next one, peace. Jesus is coming soon. Get ready.
We'll probably unveil Optimus 3 in a few months. I think it's going to be quite surprising to people. It's an incredibly capable robot. We're replacing the SX line in Fremont with a million unit per year line of Optimus. Now, because it is a completely new supply chain, there's really nothing from the existing supply chain that exists in Optimus. Everything is designed from physics first principles. The normal S-curve of manufacturing ramp will be longer for Optimus than it is for products that have at least some portion of an existing supply chain. Like when everything's new, the production rate will be proportionate to the least lucky, least confident part of the entire supply chain. This Optimus really will be a general purpose robot that can learn by observing human behavior. So you can like demonstrate a task or literally verbally describe a task or show it a task, even show it a video, and it will be able to do that task. So it's going to be a very capable robot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New York City. Explore the towering skyscrapers, bustling streets, and endless possibilities. Sit back, relax, and soak in the mesmerizing aerial views of this iconic metropolis.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
Every single day I step into the office, it feels like I'm in a sci-fi movie. When you walk in the office, you have bots walking around autonomously. You come in the lab, you have bots doing laundry.
Working at Optimus has shown me how much progress is possible when we're all working towards a common goal.
A lot of the engineers here are exceptionally ready to get lost in the engineering.
It's super exciting to come into work with all these capable people to develop a product that's gonna change the world.
I think Optimus is pretty uniquely positioned in the fact that we care equally about design and manufacturing.
We're solving manufacturing problems that haven't been solved before at the scale that Tesla operates at.
I feel like I'm surrounded by people who are extremely passionate about what they do, and they're really willing to do whatever it takes in order to get the job done.
I feel like I'm empowered to take a design from start to end. Here at Tesla, if the solution you're looking for does not exist, you do have to build it.
So here at this facility, you can expect to be involved in working on gear manufacturing equipment, turning equipment, as well as getting your hands dirty assembling gearboxes that you've designed.
I have a focus on distribution harnesses. They're difficult to automate and scale. A lot of the work here is trying to figure out new technologies that replace harnesses. You would be doing more component level development.
I work on the design and manufacturing of Optimus's hands.
And I work on all the external structures that you see on the bot right here.
I work on the PCBAs on the robots. We are designing high power inverters in a very small form factor.
As we iterate on our robot design and go into Gen 3 and into mass production, we are getting very close to the human functionality and form factor.
It won't even look like a robot, it'll look like a human in a superhero suit.
I think the end goal is going to be something revolutionary. It feels like the extreme sports of engineering.
Revelation 13, 15, 18. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Revelation 14, 9, 10, 11. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up for ever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.